Welcome to the Wombo Combro podcast, the podcast of all podcasts, where you find all of the wombos and all of the combos. And remember, as always, this is the official You Just Lost the Game podcast. So I'm Greg. There's Zach 1.
Hi.
There's Zach 2.
Hey, how's it going?
There's Daniel. There's Connor.
Did Daniel just die?
Yes, he did. There's Andrew.
Hey.
That's everyone. Well, someone's listening, but he's not going to talk. So before we start off real quick, a shout out to our friend Kennedy, because she was the first person who actually listened to our first podcast and will probably be the first person to listen to the second podcast.
And the last.
And the last.
Thanks, Kennedy.
Well, actually, I got some other people. So hopefully she did her promise and she actually showed some other people the podcast. But yeah, thank you, Kennedy.
Probably not.
This is your shout out.
I showed my
Okay,
grandma.
go. I don't know. Fly on a pole or something.
Going ghost.
Going goes.
All right, so first topic is The Hobbit 3, Hobbit with a Vengeance.
So I was just looking at the
Can't wait.
IMDb page, and whoever's editing this can put in a picture. But wouldn't the best caption for Gandalf's face in this, for the thing, be "You What, mate"? You what, matey?
Do you know we're doing
I
a
don't know.
podcast,
It might,
Daniel?
be that picture I sent earlier this week, where it was like, "Kill him, Gandalf," and he's like, "No, I have no mana."
No, it's not the same
No,
picture.
it's definitely not the same picture.
No, I said that one might be better.
So
That's
I
a
have a
great picture.
question. Why'd they change?
All it is
the
listening to this live, here's a shout out.
Yeah, all right. Why'd they
all
make
you
the
get.
shortest Lord of the Rings book into 3 movies,
Because
money.
Because money.
and then they still leave out major details? They couldn't put in the small, cool details that people wanted.
Also, spoiler alert for the other 2 Hobbit movies if you haven't seen them yet. Before we get into that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hated where the second Hobbit movie left off, so I'm going to hate
Oh, that
where
was
the third movie
terrible.
begins. It's going to be so anticlimactic
So,
because
do
the
you
dragon
think-
isn't dead,
Do you think
and
that
it'll
they're
be
gonna
killed in the
split
first 30
3
minutes.
Mhm.
basic movies up into 9 parts?
No, that would be awful. It'd be way too.
No, they should be able to
Hey,
make
it's all
enough
about
money
those
to-
remakes that are coming out in like 5 years.
wait, Greg, did I hear you correctly? The dragon dies. I thought you said you were only spoiling the first 2 movies.
Come on, Greg.
Good point. But you know
Wow.
what? If they haven't read the book and they're seeing the movies anyways, they should just assume the dragon dies. So you know what?
You should.
I thought he
the
How
would
many
have.
because
people
they
are
are
going to
amazing.
listen to this anyways, Daniel?
Both of them.
My grandma, she hasn't read it yet.
Tell her to read it. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mommy.
She has to make Thanksgiving dinner, so she's kind of
Yeah.
busy.
So it's been a
I
while since we
actually-
actually.
I've got
Yeah.
no idea what this third movie's going to be about because I haven't read the book.
All right,
You should.
well,
It's
we're
good.
gonna enjoy it then.
It is a good
It's
book.
about the battle of the 5 armies. Come on, Daniel.
I'm
He
sorry.
doesn't-
That's the
he doesn't
title
go
of the
with
movie.
5 armies. Though.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be about,
Wouldn't it be
isn't it?
so anticlimactic if they completely cut out the battle and there's just no battle at the end of it?
It's just 5 armies staring
Like
at
the
each
book.
other.
Yeah, and then it's like,
Surprise
so,
fifth
coffee?
movie.
Coffee. So it's been a while since we last
Rephrase
did the
that.
podcast.
It's probably more like
so,
tea,
like the
but-
day after we last did the podcast, GTA 5's FPS mode for the next gen versions and the PC version was announced.
Is there a
What do you
point?
guys think of that?
How
Was
pointless.
there a reason? I mean,
Is there a
because like you're gonna spend the whole game like giving yourself funny looking clothes. You're gonna want to look cool, and then you're gonna give yourself these cool
Well-
tattoos, and then you're just gonna be looking out of your eyes the whole game.
Yeah,
You're like,
when you
oh.
think
Are they gonna
about it,
change
Skyrim
like,
all
the aiming
over
system?
again.
Because the way the
Um,
aiming system used to work is they would just snap onto somebody, and you glacked them.
Well,
Better
it's
than
like a
GTA
normal
4.
first-person shooter.
GTA 4, you couldn't aim at all.
No, you'd
Yeah, there
aim
was
on
this
them,
little
but there was
dot.
a chance of like the bullets to miss or something,
Yeah.
or it only. It
You're
was
gonna
weird.
go all over the place.
It was
Yeah, I
weird.
don't really understand how that's gonna work, and I haven't
So-
seen it. So
Is
Yeah.
anyone going to be rebuying the game?
Maybe.
For PC?
Eventually
Yeah.
on PC when it goes on sale.
Maybe. Yeah.
it's like I could give a shit about mods if there or about heist if there's mods. Like
I could give one.
Oh yeah, didn't they say that they were coming soon? Again?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Heist. They said are
Yeah,
coming
it's
out
only been
very,
14
very
months.
soon.
I actually don't
So-
even care
For
about
the next
heist
gen
anymore.
versions and
So, like,
the old
next
gen
year,
versions. Yeah, they said it's coming out very soon again for the next gen and old gen versions, but not PC because PC's release date hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah,
like,
that's.
could you imagine
Well,
the
never mind.
tsunami mod in Los Santos? It'd be crazy.
Los Santos.
What? That sounds fun.
Yeah.
What is that?
What did I say? I said Los Santos.
You said
It's a
Los. It's
tsunami
Los.
mod. Like, I don't know what the
It's the
tsunami mod is.
freaking same thing.
I don't know what it is though.
The
What?
city in GTA 5?
Tsunami. Like, I don't know.
Oh, it
Oh,
just floods
But you
the
said
bottom.
tsunami mod. Like, I don't know what that is.
It just floods
Oh,
the
it's like-
map.
in GTA 4 they had a thing where the water level would keep rising, and then like waves and stuff would
And they'd be
happen.
very violent waves too. They'd like throw you over buildings.
Yeah, it would throw cars
Hmm.
sometimes.
That seems very interesting to watch.
Does anyone remember the Carmageddon mod for?
Yes.
I remember it.
Oh,
I don't.
They changed the friction to the tires to like negative something, and they just go flying all over the place.
Yeah. And then you'll find that one car that doesn't move, and then you don't trust it because you just expect it to fly at you at any moment.
All right, so
Overwatch.
move on. Yeah,
Blizzard's new game.
I
How many
love
of you
Team
actually
Fortress.
know what that is?
I've
I
never
do.
heard of it.
I know
Oh,
what
I
it
want
is.
you to look it up so many times, Connor. Whatever. Okay.
It's like Monday Night Combat.
When do I ever listen to you, Greg?
Never.
sorry.
It looks like TF2.
It looks
No.
like TF2 and
Looks
Monday
like
Night
TF2
Combat.
Monday Night Combat. It does look very cartoony. That's not necessarily a bad thing though.
And people are gonna play it because it's made by Blizzard.
It looks like Skyrim
Yeah.
with guns.
But have you ever seen Reaver? He's
Also, the game came from Project whatever. It was going to be Blizzard's new MMO, but then they canceled the MMO, and then, like the day after they canceled the MMO, they announced Overwatch.
like somebody told me what they were like, yeah, Far Cry 3 is awesome. It's like Skyrim with guns, and I was like, I will shoot you in the head.
I know who
Like-
made that, and that wasn't meant to be taken seriously at all. It was the biggest joke that it was supposed to be, and they actually took it seriously, put it in the trailer and everything, and the guy was like, "Oh, I messed up."
Like, what? They just forgot about Fallout, I guess. Like, that's
Fallout literally
series.
is Elder Scrolls with guns.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I did.
And it came out before. Well,
Mhm.
actually, when did
That's why I
Fallout-
said Elder Scrolls, not Skyrim with guns.
I know, but when did Elder Scrolls 1 come out compared to Fallout 1?
To
You mean
Google.
Far Cry 1?
No, we're
No.
talking about Fallout. You bum.
Let's see.
Oh,
Can't wait for the next Fallout game though.
Yeah,
Awesome.
nobody can.
Is
In
that all,
1997 for Fallout 1, and Elder Scrolls Arena was. Actually, I
Might have
think
been
Well, Fallout 1 wasn't
96.
Bethesda anyways.
94, so it came
Fallout
out.
2 wasn't.
It came out.
It
3
makes
years
sense because
earlier.
there's more Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah, could be because it's the more popular franchise, but hey.
I mean, it takes them forever to make them.
Speaking of RPGs, hey.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you about Dragon Age Inquisition.
All right, well, I'll be
That
back later,
game-
guys.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be the rest of the podcast. So if you don't like it, leave now.
Oh, okay.
Dragon Age Inquisition
Bye,
looks
guys.
amazing. It will be amazing, and I can sum up everything new and everything amazing about that game in three words: dwarven butt slides.
What about
So
Witcher
is
3?
that like the class ability? It's like any dwarf has like this insta kill butt slide.
No, what I mean by that is just like there's an animation for dwarves to butt slide down a mountain. So like in like the Elder Scrolls or
Sounds
the Fallout
dangerous.
games, how like you can like jump up mountains or hills or something to like just subvert the normal paths, or like you can go and it's
So
just
wait,
the same
on
way
that
you can go
note,
down
how
mountains.
many of you ever used the glitch where you could go up a mountain like backwards to get past the zone where you couldn't go up it anymore in Skyrim? I love that glitch.
Like to get to the very top, I did. But yeah, so like
Yeah.
think like that kind of exploration, like you can do that in Dragon Age Inquisition now, where before there wasn't a whole lot of exploration. Well, there wasn't Dragon
you
Age
butt
Origins,
slide up
not
the
the same.
mountain.
Like it wasn't open world. And like it also represents attention to detail, because like who would add butt slide animations?
Hold on.
BioWare would do that. Not
But why?
Bethesda.
Why?
Why?
Why do we need a butt
Because
slide?
it's amazing. That's
Why?
why. You don't want to be a dwarf and butt slide down mountains? What's wrong with you?
So you
mean, I'm not getting the
decided
game.
that you wanted a whole segment due to Dragon Age Inquisition, and you're only talking about butt slides. Is it really that big of a like? Is that
it is.
the biggest
Well, if you
mechanic?
listen to what I said it represents, it is that big of a deal. But you know what? I guess you're just not smart enough to see it. So we
Yeah,
can
I
move
guess
on to the
not.
next thing. Because Dragon Age Inquisition is the best thing on the list, and everything else just sucks.
Well, it did
Oh,
get
gosh.
very good ratings on Metacritic.
'Cause it's
88.
the best game ever of all
pretty good.
time. Right. So
I'm pretty
Rooster
sure
Teeth.
Call of Duty Ghosts is a lot
Saying
better.
a red versus blue quote, we go right to Rooster Teeth being bought.
Oh, are they still
Yeah,
By
relevant?
who?
Well, kind of. Not really, but they.
I still watch the videos.
Yeah, but they're not good. Really.
I still watch Red versus Blue. I like
Is
it.
that good?
Yes, the story is really good. Actually, character development.
I'll say it kinda
just
dropped
got
off.
better. Have you watched the most recent season?
Hmm
Season
I
12.
don't think they've
Yep.
tapered off. It's just that they've added
story
a lot
definitely
of
got
stuff.
better.
They've added a lot of stuff that I just don't like. Just a ton of stuff surrounding like Rooster Teeth main channel. They got like 4 extra channels now.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
like
they have
they have 4 podcasts, 5 if you count their new game show.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I don't like any of them except
No,
for the Rooster
like,
Teeth podcast.
I like Patch and Rooster Teeth, but others,
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't
If
watch
they do
any
an
of 'em.
anime podcast, I'd watch that.
I don't want to hate. I don't know. I just like
hate, mate.
I just like the core stuff. That's it.
I
Which
like,
at least they're maintaining the core stuff, because a lot of people, like a lot of internet things that like they waver off is they are known for one thing, and then they just stop doing it and then do like gaming videos or something.
I like Versus and Go. Those are the only 2 that I'm really like, because they're short and interesting. But the Let's Plays are way too long now. They're not edited
Yeah.
as well as they used to be.
Yeah.
I don't
Didn't they lose their editor to like some other position in the
No
company?
idea.
probably.
Maybe he got acquired by Fullscreen. What is Fullscreen even like? What do they do?
It's
I've
like
never
when
heard of
you
them
click
before.
The
Neither have
corner
I.
of the video.
No,
and-
no. I mean,
No.
the actual Fullscreen Incorporated, the company that makes. I'm trying to look
Fullscreen
it up, but I've really no idea like what they do.
Yeah, I don't.
I think it's just
a
a company.
I guess.
Well, we got that far, Greg.
So can we start a company? We have our big office building, and some guy comes in. Well, what do you do? And he's like, "We're just a company."
How
Just a
how
company.
much does it cost to run an
Fullscreen.com.
office?
probably not that much.
I've always
First
thought
media
about,
company
like,
for the connected generation.
I've always wanted to rent out like a building where I can just go and stand in it. Like
What?
I don't know. Like I
What?
just if I don't want to go to my house and I don't want to go to school or something, I just go stand in a building.
Oh, okay.
How much does it cost?
Not even sit, just stand.
I don't know. I do what I want, and it's none of your business.
Okay. Not judging.
So
Yeah,
they do things like
right.
it looks like music videos for like bands, as well as
Oh.
like other stuff.
Full screen? Ah,
Because
Uh,
it looked like they had. I don't know if it's just for because I'm on their website right now. Don't know if it's just for show, but they had part of a Katy Perry video.
Oh no. Is it gonna be Rooster Teeth Vivo? So look at these
No.
channels. Man, that would be something.
Yeah.
I guess they're just trying to acquire a lot of
They just want money.
internet people. Yeah. Oh. It's like that
That's
Polaris
funny, but-
network that has like PewDiePie and like
They also have
tons
the
of
creators.
Game Grumps.
Yeah, Game
tons of
Grumps.
people on that side of it.
Mark
Uh,
Little.
Yeah, Markiplier.
Could we start a Let Plays
Markiplier.
channel and call it Grumpy Gamers?
I'll just record it. I'll record it with a
Grumps
like
play
a
games.
potato. and then I'll never cut out anything at all, including the part when I disconnect the controller and I go to McDonald's. Yeah, just leave all that in. All right, so
what was next? Star Wars gets a new name. Star Wars Episode 7 finally got named.
we
The
are
first
That's a
one-
good
burning
name.
through topics.
What?
We are burning through topics.
That's true.
Eh.
That's because we none
Talk
of us have
slower, guys.
researched
I'm sure
anything.
we'll spend a lot of time on AAA games. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Well, so
Yeah, Connor's here, so
somebody
you
was
can talk
bitching
about
about this earlier. Who like?
Greg doesn't
I
like
was.
the new
I
name.
don't like the new name. The
You're an
Force
idiot.
Awakens.
It's
that
a
is so
Star
lame.
Wars
What would you rather it be?
Yeah, what would you name it?
Something else. So
Star Wars
Wars
Episode 7, something else.
Something else. That's
Another
all
one.
I want.
Let's be honest.
Another one.
I would go see it no matter what the name was.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's
gonna
like they could
see
call
it.
it
Like,
Shit
I have no
McNugget,
problem.
and I would
Like, I'm
go
gonna
see
see it. Trust me, I'm gonna see it. But it's a stupid name.
Star Wars Episode 7, Star Wars meets Jaws.
Star
Jurassic
Wars
Park
Episode
13.
7, the 7th part.
Doctor
That'd be
Who.
good.
Trust me, this isn't a prequel.
So,
Uh,
what do you guys think? Is it sound like it's going in the good direction?
You know,
J.J.
I don't know.
Abrams. As long as there's enough lens flares, then I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the first one could go either way, but you know, there's still 2 other movies other than this one, so I'm like hopeful.
You know, yeah, the prequels did get progressively better as they went.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
saying much.
Yeah, but they're changing up directors, and I mean, a lot of people
Honestly, like
Don't
the
really
New
like-
Hope.
J.J. Abrams doing it.
I like
But
Jason.
I personally really like his movie, so I'm excited for it.
I
That's right.
don't like
A New
either
Hope
of his
was,
Star
like,
Trek
okay.
movies.
I liked both of them.
Really?
They're-
Why? What do you have against them besides lore-based things?
Like, not even lore-based things. Besides that, I just don't like the way it
Well, you're
flows,
not
really.
giving a reason.
Like, I'm explaining it right now.
No, you're not.
Whoops.
Let's start. You know what? Fine. Just I'm not gonna answer. I started.
I
to.
want answers.
Whatever. No, you don't get it now.
Where are the number station?
You just
Are you
weaseled
an
your way out of
angel?
that one.
Are you
Yeah.
not?
I think it's a good name. It sounds Star Warsy. It sounds like it could have come out back in like
It
the
does.
80s.
Couldn't they call it the
And-
Force Reawoken?
Maybe they're
Since
like
it's been,
maybe
like,
they're doing the
15 years.
thing like well, how many Jedis were there when they had the thing? Like 3?
What does
What?
that even mean?
like
How
in,
many Jedi when they had the thing?
3.
in the original trilogy, how many Jedis were there?
Luke.
Yeah, he was the only one.
Luke,
But then
Ben,
in like
and Darth
the
Vader.
expanded like literature universe, which I guess they're completely disregarding.
Hmm.
Well, they
Like-
said that what was
Didn't
the
Leia
expanded
go-
universe before is
Yeah, like
now
Leia
called
turns
Legends.
into one. Pretty much
That's-
everybody's
okay.
kids.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Okay,
I
yeah.
guess that they start like a new academy or something.
Cousin.
Maybe that'd be kind of cool.
Remember those old games like the Jedi Academy games?
Yeah,
They should make a base movie around those. That'd be
that's
kinda-
what they. That's what. That's
Those are
exactly what he
fun.
did in that. He like yeah.
Do you
Check
guys
them
know
out,
what the
man.
new
Yeah.
movies are about? Because they've released what the plot is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Um,
So,
I just
yeah.
don't like the name. I don't know why. I just it's
Hmm. I don't
I
see
couldn't
which
think of a better
problems.
one.
Well, I mean, we
So-
don't really know the story yet, so it could work perfectly.
We do kind of know the story. We don't know
Do
every
we,
single
though?
detail. Yeah, they've released the basic plot.
Oh, what's it about? Tell me.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, if you don't want to know, first of all. Some kids on a planet, I think it's actually Tatooine, find Luke's old lightsaber, and they go on an adventure with Han. And then there are these Sith Inquisitors that don't like them, and they're hunting them down.
Listen, I really like
It's
the Goonies,
described
but I don't
as an
think it's
adventure
like.
movie, a lot like the very first one made.
I've got a very good idea for the new name, and I think it'll be totally all right. Star Wars Episode 7: Inquisition. Done. That's it.
Will it have dwarven butt slide?
GG. Maybe
They never expected it.
they never saw it coming.
That's how the Force Reawoken.
That's. I
as
think
a
they're
butt
they're gonna like redo the New Hope because like they got chased around and then like it didn't seem anything serious and then they expanded on it with the next one and then it was like really serious and stuff. So they'll probably do the same
Empire
thing. I
Strikes Back
imagine.
was a really dark movie, if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Well, in
It
A
was a
New
good
Hope,
movie.
they didn't really like they hinted at a lot of stuff, but then when you actually just saw it, it was just like a space movie. That's all you thought about it. And the
Star
next one,
Wars, a space movie? Don't be ridiculous.
it has.
Can we
Star
talk about
Wars
the
in that
Christmas
movie.
special?
Oh yeah, that was great. What about
Didn't
like
it have-
where with the
didn't it have
Wookiee
Alpha in it?
family? I have no
something?
idea. I remember there was a Wookiee family that you couldn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah, that
You
was like
mean Ewoks.
no, they were
Right? Oh,
no.
No, not Ewoks.
I thought there was like a shitload of Ewoks in it or something.
That was episode 6, Zach. So, so maybe we talk about another movie that got announced. Toy Story 4. Does
I'm
anybody
looking
care
forward
about
to
that
Who
movie?
gives a shit?
I'm looking
It's just
forward to it.
every movie that Disney makes now is just money. Like,
So-
did you ever see Planes 2?
Don't we
man.
don't
Like,
talk
I never
about
saw
that.
what are they
I-
making planes for?
I didn't even see
There's
Plane
nothing
1.
I
about
never,
it.
yeah, I never saw Planes 1. Do you think
I never
Toy
even
Story?
saw Cars 2.
Do you think Toy Story is going to be part of the Marvel universe now, though?
Yes.
Because
They're
I
gonna
would
bring in
love to see that.
Robert Downey Jr. as himself.
He plays Buzz Lightyear in this new rendition.
Are you serious?
No! God dang.
I haven't been paying attention, as I'm sure you can tell.
Yeah.
It's-
I
so
was
Harrison
thinking
Ford's
that you've
gonna
been a little
play-
quiet.
Yeah.
I heard a while back. I don't know if it's true, but didn't they have like a deal where Harrison Ford said, "Okay, I'll be in the next Star Wars movie, but I want to roll in Indiana Jones 5."
Yes, that's the only reason he's in Star Wars was because he wanted the next Indiana Jones movie.
What
Which
the
sucks.
fuck? They're gonna make a new one? I thought they canceled that because Shia LaBeouf decided to stop being an actor.
No.
Nobody
I
likes Shia
would-
LaBeouf anyway.
He did
Yeah,
decide
well,
to stop
that's
being-
what
To
it
be
seemed
completely
like the
honest,
fourth
I liked him a lot better than Mark Wahlberg in the Transformers movies. The newest one of those sucked.
Yeah, I heard.
Well, I mean, I don't really like any of the Transformers movies, but
It's also a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the acting
was
actually in the newest Transformers
Get
movie.
out.
Really?
Get out.
Same. I did. I've said
Get
this
out.
before.
Get out.
it was so bad.
No, it wasn't
was
that
like-
bad.
It was like the whole
Yeah, it
movie.
was.
That one dude says like the things do like, what if you had a girlfriend and then his father's right there and you're talking about banging her the whole time? That would never happen.
It was really funny because they set up this entire like really intricate scene about trying to get the car to jump and the gear shift just to make a hand job reference.
Wow.
It
Okay.
spent like 5 minutes setting
That's
it up.
Michael Bay for you.
In the picture, Greg, you spelled mate wrong.
I know.
It's
that was
supposed to be M-A. You
It's
spelled
like-
it right in the file description. Or the file
It's
name.
basically the Call of Duty of
I
the
agree with
entertainment
that
industry.
assumption.
Well, yeah.
Right, like that analogy is perfect. Like,
yeah,
for some reason they make all the money, but they have none of the quality.
because it's targeted at an adult audience. Well, not really.
No.
It seems like it's for an adult audience, but it's really targeted towards the 8-year-old through 14-year-old.
It's targeted at the preteens who think they're old enough to
yeah, exactly.
like. They're like, oh, I get these jokes, so I must be really cool.
I have a question. How is like Call of Duty? They release the same thing every year, and it's the same thing. But then how does
Except that-
Pokemon get away with it?
Because it's
Pokemon
actually
changes.
different.
Yeah, it actually changes.
Like
And,
there's
like,
new
what that's supposed
region,
to
new
be.
Pokemon, all that kind of
It's-
stuff. And
Yeah, Call of Duty, they got new maps, they got new guns.
Yeah, they
It's the
got-
same gameplay, same setup, same
He makes a
Well,
valid.
Because
Call of Duty
Pokemon
is a
actually
sports game.
innovates.
Call of Duty is a
innovates.
sports game.
You can now run.
Like seriously, Call of Duty is literally the exact same formula with a twist, like a small twist where Pokemon is actually a new region with a whole bunch of different stuff. Where Call of Duty is just, oh, we changed a little
And-
bit on a gun
and,
here,
um,
we changed a little bit of a map here, done.
We
And they
boosted your
added,
jumping
the Mega
ability. Good job,
Evolutions
guys.
last time.
And the story is actually pretty well written in comparison to Call of Duty, where it's just shit and all the
Wait.
multiplayer is just 8-year-olds yelling at each other.
Did you get touched in the end of X and Y, spoiler alert, where he like found his Pokemon and came back to him
I
after
didn't cry,
300
but I was like,
years?
oh damn, that's a thing. I didn't cry, but I was like, oh damn, that's a thing.
I was watching The Office and I almost cried when Michael left the left the show. It was really sad. And I was like, what am I doing?
And they also showed him, like,
it's
getting-
4 a.m. I gotta go to school tomorrow and I'm watching The Office.
Dude, they need to add a press F to appreciate Pokemon in the next game.
Innovation.
All right, Connor, I want to talk about Assassin's Creed Unity
Haven't played it yet.
before. What?
GG.
That's what you were gonna do.
I looked at the Steam community thing, and
Whatever.
all I see is just like pictures of people's faces off. Like there's just eyeballs
Yeah.
and lips.
And like one guy's just a giant brain.
It's like I'm just flying through the air. No, don't mind me.
Yeah, it's had quite a lot of launch issues.
I don't know why we
Yeah.
keep trusting Ubisoft with PC launches.
I never trust.
No, it's not just PC.
How do we
though.
trust them with
Every
with
version of
next
Unity
gen
is
launches?
messed up.
What is it
How do we
optimized
trust
for?
Ubisoft?
It's not optimized for anything.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
sucks
it's
even on
all
around.
consoles.
People have said that at some points it runs at 19 frames a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
consoles
Anything
it's like a
above,
solid.
anything below 25 is
No,
unbearable.
on consoles it'll like jump down to 15 frames per second.
On PC,
Sometimes.
there are people with quad SLI GTX 980s. They cannot run that game on Ultra without going below 20 frames. That is unbelievable. That's like
Yeah.
off the table.
I honestly think one reason is because it got frame locked to 30. I believe if it didn't really do that, it may actually be able to go higher than that.
No.
Well, usually they frame lock it so it doesn't crash people's computers. But in this case, it's just like it doesn't even hit the cap. You know,
Yeah.
like if it was frame locked, it would just be consistently 30, and I wouldn't care that much. But it's like fluctuating. It shouldn't do that.
I think the reason people don't like games at 60 is because it drops down to like 40. And there's a huge
Yeah, it's
stutter in the quality, and people are like, how can people play with this like ugly looking, frames? Frame lock
Yeah,
30
frame
is still
drop.
the way to go, because
Yeah,
it drops down that much.
I can understand that sometimes, especially for ports. But it's like if it goes below 30, then there's no reason to frame lock it. It's not locking it. It's like capping it. It defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
So
And you said the specs weren't ridiculous. I remember.
Yeah,
Last week.
wasn't that on our last podcast?
That was Zach 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it last week. And you said
it
it
didn't
wasn't
seem
ridiculous.
that ridiculous, but I also didn't know how how it's capped at 30 and nobody can run it apparently.
I like how you
See,
and
that's
me
why I haven't
don't
played
even
it
meet
yet, because
minimum.
I'm completely waiting for the updates.
Like, Zach,
meet
me and you don't. Well, no, I guess technically I do because it says 6-core CPU, but like we both barely meet minimum, and we spent $700 to $1,000 on our computers.
I got an i7 and a 280X, so
Yeah.
I'm
Well, our
good.
graphics card are pretty much identical. The 200 series are pretty much.
Yeah,
the same.
yours is a 270X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard something. I saw a headline. I didn't look into it at all, but I saw something about the 390X. Man,
Is
I
that
want
a
to see what
thing?
that looks like. Yeah. Well, I
Does it look
don't
as good as
remember the
Dwarven
card. I
Buttsides?
should really remember them better, but there was this one card that you know how the H100i looks like, the coolers for CPUs. How
Yeah.
that has,
I'm
a
looking at it
flame
now.
on
Yeah.
It's built-in liquid cool.
Yeah.
The 390Xs. It's
Yeah.
liquid cool. Well, it may feature hydro liquid cooling. That's pretty.
Well, that's what they had on a previous. That was their top of the line, was before that. So they're probably referencing off of that, unless I'm an idiot, and it's already been announced. But anyway, so let's get it off of computer components because
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about this.
yeah, it's
Is there all
So the
Yes.
Halo Master Chief Collection, did that actually come out yet?
Apparently,
It
it
did.
kind of bombed because
Yeah?
the multiplayer doesn't work. The co-op's really buggy. Like the
Yeah,
store. Yeah.
There's a lot of
Have you seen the
problems with it,
cutscenes?
but yet it's still getting 8s and 9.8s.
Who's
Well,
the
it's-
developer for it? Did 343 work on it at all? Or not? Sorry.
Okay, well, you
Bungie.
just have to
Not
look at it
Bungie.
like this. Even without the multiplayer or co-op, you still get 4 games, all the 4 games, and updated cutscenes for Halo 2 with blur cinematics, which are awesome. In case you haven't seen them,
They are awesome, but I still don't know if it
That's-
deserves.
that alone is worth a 9 to me, even without multiplayer.
Did
So you
Bungie
prefer
work
just
on
to
it
be a
at all?
movie?
Because-
No, I don't.
It was all 343.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. They fucked Halo 4 up for me, at least. I know
What?
people would
Why?
disagree, but I don't know. I didn't like Halo 4. I felt like it was really Call of Duty.
But why?
But why? Because
Yeah.
they made all the maps.
See what I did? Whatever.
I see what you did there, but you're still not justified.
I was justifying you guys. You know what? You interrupted me earlier. Just
Okay.
Cause 3. Let's move on because I'm gonna get my butt
Actually,
kicked in.
can we talk about how Halo 5 you can aim down the sights of most guns now?
Zach 1 dropped, by the way.
Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah, that's too bad for him. I did not know you can aim down the sight.
Yeah, everybody's making a really big deal because there was a small leaked video, 2 minutes of multiplayer in Halo 5. You can actually aim down the sights of most assault rifles.
But yeah, what all it was it's like before with the scope on assault rifles. Although I guess you couldn't shoot with the assault rifles anyways.
Yeah, but I mean
think
these are scopeless guns, and you actually aiming down the sight.
I dropped
There
from the
wasn't-
call, and I thought you guys were just giving me the cold shoulder for what I said. I was really afraid.
There wasn't even a there wasn't even a sight on the assault rifle for Halo. It was just a rounded
Yeah.
top. What are you looking through?
You're literally just looking like
Your visor,
it-
your visor zooms in, I guess.
it's something.
Well,
it's
that-
something weird
That,
like that.
that would happen before.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I didn't do the research.
Just stumped. Wow. Right
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I
okay.
don't know. Maybe I liked. Maybe it's because I like Halo Reach so much, and a lot of people didn't.
I love.
I liked the way
I liked Halo Reach's multiplaer.
you
There-
liked it, or
I
you
didn't
didn't like
really
it.
like the story. I did like it. I didn't
Oh,
really like the story.
the
so
story was trash. Fuck that. But the multiplayer was absolutely fantastic. I loved
Armor
it.
Lock broke the game.
I loved Armor Lock because people would charge me with ghosts, and I'd just be like, whoop, and I'd just blow everything
yeah, that
up,
was
and
awesome.
it would feel so badass too. I always loved that.
Because you punch the ground. What kind
Yeah.
of reasoning is that? Do you have to do that every
And
single
then- And
time?
then you blow everything up. Yeah, it was great.
So is anyone excited for Just Cause 3?
Yeah.
I am.
'Cause I really love Just Cause 2. That's one of my favorite
I never played any of them.
sandbox games.
I played the demo for Just Cause 2. It was pretty fun, but
You
Eh.
see, that's the problem. You
I
played
don't
the
think I'm
demo.
gonna get the third one.
The demo is
It's
only
like-
30 minutes and maybe one
A fourth of the map.
Not even.
Not even.
It's like 1/30th of the map.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like my kind of game. Don't
It's
know
fun.
why.
It's really good.
Yeah.
8 out of 8. Mate.
The story's kind of funny because they mess up every single race that they're trying to do in Just Cause, and so they have really funny looking accents. Funny sounding.
Oh yeah. It's like Rick's accent from The Walking Dead. It just doesn't belong anywhere on this world.
It's a good point. This is exclusive Wombo Combro podcast news. Mad Max, the video game Mad Max that I talked about last time that no one else on this podcast wants to play except maybe Zach 1. There hasn't been any news about that since April, and they haven't even updated their website to reflect that it got delayed to next year. So you'd assume that it was just gone. They stopped developing it. So I tweeted them, and I got more news from tweeting them, asking them about the game than they've released since April. And they said, I'm not going to quote it because I don't have it up near me, but they said that, yes, it is still in development, and they can't wait to show us more. Well, I think they can wait because they are waiting.
Sorry, I had to run, so what did I miss?
Mad Max
not
stuff.
much. Yeah, Mad
Okay.
Max.
Cool.
So let's look at Twitter questions. Questions from Twitter. Oh, wait. There aren't any.
Oh, you're so clever. Bashing our own podcast.
Oh,
Wow.
You know what?
Nice.
There's only
GG's.
going to be like 5 people that actually hear me bash our own podcast, so it's okay.
Is it okay?
All right, well.
You say there's
Okay,
only
then.
5 people? I think that's untrue.
No,
How
it's
could there be
us
5
5.
people watching this
Besides
podcast if
us,
there's only 50
besides
people in the
us
whole
and
world?
besides Khalid.
There's only 30
Anyways.
people in the whole world. How am I supposed to?
No.
Any other thing you want to talk
That's like
about?
20% of the population.
There is something we can talk about. But we would have to have a disclaimer right before we talk.
Oh, right.
Oh,
We skipped that one. So spoiler alert, we're going to talk about Interstellar. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's pretty much the end of the podcast anyways.
Yeah.
You
How
were
okay.
long?
my
This
ghost.
has not been very long, has it?
No,
It's
I
only been
didn't.
30 minutes.
You
35
guys
minutes,
can probably
35.
make fun of me because there were some things that I did not understand in that movie, and I didn't care to research them, so I'm probably gonna get like bashed or whatever.
Get bashed, mate.
Yep.
Before
Yeah,
I say this,
well,
can I say
So before what?
I
Do we have a
hated
link
Murph.
for the Twitter?
Yeah, we'll put it in the description.
We
I think
should
it's-
go ahead and put it in there because
Can
I
I
Put
think
it in the description down
someone
below.
wants to ask a question.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah. Right. So
Give us 5
just,
stars.
my
First,
t-shirts.
before we get into specifics about Interstellar, just opening thoughts. What'd you think about the movie overall?
I thought it was delicious, but I thought the beginning part was really excessive and stupid.
Yeah, the beginning part pacing was bad. The ending was very different in tone from the rest of the movie.
I didn't like the ending.
The middle, like the first 30 minutes was slow. The last 30 minutes was
It was
The
too
middle was
fast.
awesome.
Like there was too many
Mhm.
things
Yeah,
happening.
they
and I was
rushed.
like, what? To stop it.
When he got in that like 5th dimension, they rushed everything they were talking about, and then he got to like what
So dumb.
Earth like 30 years later, and he's like, "Well, all right." And he went to go see his daughter.
Like, okay, can someone explain to me how at the end of the movie they got the planet? Or I imagine they somehow teleported the planet to the black hole. Wait, I don't know.
No.
What the fuck
the,
they do?
The big gravity thing, that was because his daughter figured out gravity because he gave her all the answers.
figured out gravity. Got it, guys.
Figured out
Don't worry about
gravity.
it.
I hated Murph.
So
That's
she
how
didn't
they
do.
described it.
Murph didn't do anything in that
Murph
movie.
was a crappy character.
All right, so here's what.
Except-
the
I
original
don't
the
know.
original problem was that they had bad soil and they couldn't grow anything.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
they made the world in a circle.
No,
Like,
like there's
they
actual
used-
theory.
It's
They
only
used,
like
like,
a
the-
circle, Zach.
That's actually an outcome from what she did originally with the what's that called? That was an outcome of something. It's called something sphere. Can't remember the
I
name
don't.
of it.
Well, I don't- I just-
because that's around a sun. That's different.
I guess the question that I'm asking is, what the fuck did she do? I don't understand.
They
You're
made.
not supposed
they made
to
it,
understand.
No. See, she was trying to solve the gravity equation because there was no way they could get everyone on the Earth and move them somewhere else. So what they did was they found a way to move them somewhere else. So what I assume happened was either they made a giant circular ship with like, I don't know, agricultural stuff, which all those trees
Mhm.
came from, and moved it, or they got the planet and moved
They found some fertile soil that they weren't using, and made a separate planet out of it to get to a different planet.
It wasn't about being fertile soil or anything like that. It was a blight. That's how they described it. It was just a disease that was killing crops.
I know, I was just joking.
Oh, I thought that's
I know you were kidding, Connor, but like Zach thought.
So I do have a question. Since their whole ship got destroyed, did they use the fertilized eggs or did they not use them?
They
did.
Well, they did.
Remember, there was like a colony already.
Yeah, they
set up at the
that
end.
part wasn't destroyed. The main ship
used-
wasn't destroyed.
Yeah, remember?
Anne Hathaway used them at the end, and then she got left there, and people forgot about her until.
Who was the person who did the surprise twist guest appearance on the movie again?
Matt Damon.
Matt
Damon.
Damon.
That I am never watching trailers or looking up casts again in movies that I want to see because that was awesome.
surprised me.
That surprised the heck out of me. I was not expecting Matt Damon there, and it definitely increased my enjoyment of the movie.
Until he played actually Matt Damon in the movie.
Until he actually played Matt Damon, the Interstellar born.
Like if I was the dude, like he was just sitting over him watching him die, he's like, yeah, I hear that you think about your children right before you die. If I was like me, I would be like, come on, man, I'm trying to die. You're just being a creep.
And then he'd be like, I can't. And then it'd be like, I can't watch this. I'm sorry. And he started waddling away.
I'd like to not die while cringing, please. Thank you.
Go away.
You know who was also a pointless character? The son. He never did anything except be a psychopath.
Yeah, and then he wasn't even a psychopath at the end. His
Yeah, I
like how he
sister
did
burnt
nothing in
his
the very
life.
beginning.
It burnt his life's work. The way he lived and the way he allowed other people to live. She burnt down his crops. She tried to kidnap his family. She trespassed in his house, and then it looked like he's gonna punch her. But she says it's okay. Dad didn't abandon us, and they just hug it out.
Hey,
And
look,
then-
Dad's in this watch.
He is. So that's where he's been.
Zach
Zach
dropped
dropped
again.
again.
Yeah, I know.
Power of friendship and forever.
She also talked about, hey, yeah, do you want another one of your sons to die or something like that?
And then he did
Remember
kind of
that?
hit her.
Yeah.
He pushed her.
Pushed her,
But,
yeah.
but he wouldn't slug her later when she did all that terrible stuff.
I thought it was kind of funny how they completely ignored him in the very beginning and went straight for Murph and didn't even matter about that guy.
The
Like, what
early,
was it?
I feel like they showed him enough. It was supposed to be like a father-daughter kind of movie.
yeah, the beginning
I
of the
know, but-
movie, Murph, like the younger Murph, was an awesome child actor. She did a really good job. The
Mhm.
older one, I didn't really like very much.
No.
No.
And the character at that point was also kind of.
It's a shame
Yeah.
because the son he went through a lot of changes that you probably didn't notice. When he was younger, he said he wanted to be like an engineer or something, but he's like, you know what, I'll follow in
And
your
then like
steps,
the next
Dad.
day after he said he wanted to be an engineer, he's like, I want to be a farmer, Dad.
No, he said his father said you're gonna have to follow in my footsteps. We're not gonna have many people like us.
But that was after he had said he wanted to be an engineer. I thought.
What was the point of going to the school and getting Murph what was
To
it?
show that he's
suspended.
really ingrained in old society.
Mm-hmm.
And then he
And
shot
show that
him
he's
for
not. He
comedic
doesn't
relief.
belong in that time period anymore.
Character development.
And then he shot down the drone. Not shot down. He controlled and landed the drone, and then he stole stuff
Yeah,
from
I
it.
was like, and
That
then
was
he gives
cool.
the controller to the daughter. I was like, I was waiting for her to just crash it right into the ocean.
But he
think
didn't really
Dad-
give it to her. He was still controlling it. Her hand
I
was
thought
just
a
on.
really cool scene in the
you're
beginning
back.
was like, all right, yeah, I was trying to make it seem like nobody noticed, but
No, we were.
like,
Well, the thing is that someone mentioned it, so they didn't notice.
Connor.
yeah, I don't. Well, like they had those monologues from people, like it made it seem like they were survivors of the Dust Bowl or something, and then like they were like, yeah, you had to flip everything upside down so dust didn't get everywhere, and then then he took a laptop out. And you're like, oh wow, it's in the future. So yeah, I thought. That was
Did
pretty
you know
cool.
that the old man,
And
the old woman?
sorry.
Did you catch who those were? By the way, because there's people who don't know who those two were.
Say
The
that
old
again?
man was the son, and the old woman was the daughter.
I imagined, but
Like-
I don't know.
But you said earlier, Zach, one that you didn't like the opening movie or the opening part of the movie. I liked it a lot. Like the
pacing
really
was
long
slow.
build up.
The pacing
I
was too
liked
slow.
how the
Like
pacing
it.
was slow and then how it built up.
I timed it
I
on my
enjoyed that.
phone. Halfway through the movie, the
You
exact
did?
yeah. Well,
I was sitting next to you. I didn't notice you do that.
I pulled out my phone. An hour and 30 minutes into the movie, they just got through the black hole. That was the halfway point of the movie. When they got when they got through that black hole and they went to the other dimension, that was the exact.
No, you're
halfway
talking about a wormhole, not
Wormhole.
a black hole.
Shut up.
Okay. I was
Um,
like, Because that was like the
It actually
near
makes
the
a
end of the
difference
movie.
with this
Black Hole was the
movie.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That was the exact halfway point of the movie. So everything after that was crammed in an hour and 30 minutes.
To be honest,
it
the
just
black
didn't
hole is
seem
what
like-
lost me.
Well, they made like a 3-hour movie. It was already long,
I
and
kinda
then
wanna-
they made the beginning part longer for some reason. Like I don't know why they did that.
I like the extra build up, the pacing there.
I thought
Nobody
they'd
else
want to
did.
make Interstellar into like a TV show.
Like a sitcom.
Yeah, sitcom. Oh, Murph, you did it again.
Eureka! Ha!
She threw the papers off the
Yeah, that was
thing.
pretty cheesy. That was cheesy.
Eureka! Wait, I needed those. Silly
Those are
Murph.
mountains.
It was like silly
Aw.
Murph, and they snapped their fingers, and the next
I
slide
was
they're all just dead.
I was fully expecting after she said Eureka and threw the papers and kissed the guy. I was fully expecting her to say, "Go pick those up. We need those."
It took me
So-
like when I first saw the dude, I was trying to figure out who the actor was, and I realized he was from that '70s show, and I was like, "Ah, I realized it."
He's also Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
So, did you guys notice that the music got really loud at some points, and
Yes.
like you couldn't hear the dialogue? Well, that apparently Christopher Nolan says that was intentional because it's supposed to signify like understanding. Like as the movie goes on, the characters start to understand what's going on a bit more, and then the music gets quieter, and you start to hear things. But I think it was just a mistake in editing that
Yeah, I
he's
think that.
for.
I don't think that.
I felt like the movie could have benefited by more tracks, more music, because they reused a lot of the same songs over and over.
You know, this is the guy that did Inception, right?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
sound copyrighted? Because I hear that in every trailer nowadays. Like, there's
It might
always
be
that
like the
noise.
Wilhelm scream, or it's just standard.
I don't know. The Happy Birthday is copyrighted. You have to pay someone $100,000 if you use it in a movie.
Yeah.
I was watching The Hobbit the other day, and I noticed 3 Wilhelm screams in the first movie. Also, in the troll scene, the guy says Hugh Watt 3 times in the exact voice that like we say it all the time. I thought that was amazing, and I think that might be where it comes from.
I think a problem in the music in Interstellar, I'm just gonna drag it back here for a minute, is
I
that
was-
it would only ever get loud when something loud was happening, and they'd layer on top of each other, and it would just like the whole movie theater would like shake in vibrations.
Yeah,
Because they-
I know they were trying to make it like on the edge of your seat, but not on the edge of the seat because you were like in suspense because you couldn't fucking hear or understand anything. You were trying to like concentrate. I was concentrating so hard on some parts of the movie, like I thought I was gonna have to take notes at some point. Like so, yeah. How long have we been going? Because I think it's about time to end.
47 minutes.
Yep.
Alright, well-
Did that certain someone ever post a Twitter question?
No,
Why?
No.
no.
Okay.
By the
'Cause
way,
it's not
that
a
link
live
is
break.
from.
I don't know
Hobbit.
if you know that, but yeah,
What'd you say?
it's not live. We don't have a live studio audience behind me.
We do have a certain live studio audience of one person is live. listening
He's a
to us.
myth.
He's a myth.
Did you
You can't just make a
We don't
Skype
speak
account
about
and then
that
add your
audience.
imaginary friend.
did
Right,
you already give
well,
him a shout out?
I did.
We did.
All right.
Several times, and then Connor had to go and mention it.
Connor.
Anyways,
Connor.
thank you for listening to the second ever Wombo Combro podcast, the podcast of all podcasts, where you find all the wombos and all the combos. And just remember to lose the game in the next 30 minutes because you've already lost twice in the past
Before
hour.
you end, I gotta mention it's bi-weekly now. It's not every week. So every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
On Tuesday it'll be uploaded. So subscribe
Okay.
for more, like, comment, potato in the comments.